Join us as we make our first meeting with SwipToMeet. Welcome to Life with Tech, where we help you take back control of your tech. My name's Thomas, and let's dive right in. All right, guys, we have two iPhone 6 Pluses here. We're going to take a run through on how to set up a meeting with SwipToMeet, along with looking at some of the other little features included. Our iPhone on the left has SwipToMeet installed, and the iPhone on the right does not. This way you could see the difference between the two. Let's go ahead and click that SwipToMeet button. All right, you'll first notice our launch page has a couple of options. We have any meeting, lunch meeting, and custom templates. This custom template should be pretty cool later on. And at the very bottom, we have schedule, timeline, notifications, and menu. If we click on the timeline button, we'll see the timeline come up. Basically, anything that's inside your calendar will show up in here. You can see the upcoming and the past. I don't have anything in here, so. And for me, I have a lot of my kids pick up from school drop off, which is what's coming in through this calendar right now. If we go ahead and click the notifications down at the bottom, all the back and forth of setting up meetings will show up in here, and we'll touch more on this later. All right, so if we go ahead and look at calendar integrations now, this is where it could sync and when you could see when the calendars in the past have synced. Also, you could also see the list of different devices this is connected to. So if you have more than one iPhone or more than one iPad or both, you could see that both, like all of them are being used. All right, let's head back to the beginning and go ahead and set up our first meeting. Let's go ahead and click any meeting. And in here we have a couple options between 9 to 5, during lunch, in the evening, or other. Depending on what time of the day you want to set up your meeting to confine it to that specific area. But for testing purposes, we're going to go ahead and look at other. Okay, you can see we have a bunch of toggles for the days of the week and the time from the top that starts from 9 to 5. So we could go ahead and adjust some of these settings. Let's say we don't want our meetings to start at 9, let's say 10 a.m. So let's go ahead and change that. And let's say we want it to end at, we want it before lunchtime. Okay, let's say like 11:30. That works. And let's also say we want to exclude Wednesdays. I don't know, we have something going on Wednesdays and that's not a normal thing. So from here, let's go ahead and click that next button. And here we could point out how long we want the meeting to be. So it's nice to know, this way people could schedule around it and you could fit it in a certain area. So we'll select 1 hour. At this point, here we're going to want to choose the location of our meeting, if it's going to be at an office, a coffee shop, wherever it's going to be, or even undecided. But for our testing purposes, we're going to use online or on the phone. So let's go ahead and click that. Okay, we're going to want to add our participants for the meeting here. So there's two ways to do it. Either we could click this little plus button up on the top right, which is going to pull from your contacts, or we could click the manual button down below if it's someone that's not in our contacts. We're going to go ahead and use the plus and add my wife, Veronica, since this is that's the second iPhone we're using here. So we're going to choose her and it's going to add on the top. And we'll go ahead and just click done, since that's all we're going to use in here. Click next. So in here you'll see we have a couple options, basically outlining the whole meeting. The meeting is online. It's with Fraley and Fraley. My wife, of course, it's my wife, so it's going to use both last names. We could also see there's a remote meeting tool set up in here. If we click on that, we could see all the other options like Skype, on the phone, Hangouts. It'd be nice if later they could add some custom options in here. For now, we'll choose Skype. We love Skype. So if we click on that, We could also put in our Skype name to make it easy later for the other members to all click a button and get into the same meeting. All right, so we go ahead and click done. All right, so we can see our names there under the Skype, both of our names, the agenda. We could change meeting titles. If we go ahead and click on online, we could change the title for online. Maybe we want to call it Skype. I don't know. We go ahead and click on the participants and add more participants if we wanted to. We could click on agenda, put in some basic notes, what the meeting's going to be about or something. Go ahead and click done. We could change the date and time if we like, the duration. Well, I guess we'll touch on this for a second here. If you click on the calendars, you'll notice all the calendars, said 11 out of 35, I believe. I have a lot of calendars, but I don't use them all. I only use the ones that going to tie up my time. This way, it makes it easier to schedule. If you have more than one device, it will show the different devices in the calendars you have on each device. And again, you could just toggle which calendars are on and off that you want to use with SwipToMeet, sorry. Let's go ahead and cancel that, scroll down. There's an earliest date and a latest date. So you might be trying to schedule a meeting only for this week, and you can't let it go to next week or next month. So you might want to actually have the latest date. This way, people know it needs to get done. Okay, so if we scroll back up top, you noticed in that icon up there, there's actually a button in the middle. It actually blends really well, but it is a button. So if you go ahead and click in there where it says start scheduling, this will send the scheduling out to all the participants. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so sending invites. So it's pushing them all out to everyone. In our case, it's just one other person, which is that other phone on the right. We'll also notice we get categories. So if we have a whole bunch of people, we could see who responded and who didn't and where they sit. Okay, our second phone got that text message. That number is not mine. That's the number coming from this service. So you could have one set number, I guess. And everyone don't need to know your phone number, I guess. Really nice. So let's go ahead and take a look at what it looks like on the other phone. So we'll go ahead and click this messages icon. Okay, there might be a bunch of stuff in here from setting it up earlier, but this last text here, it says, Thomas Fraley is looking for a suitable time for a meeting. It would be nice if you could change that. I don't see any options for it, but maybe I overlooked it. So it gives a link here. So we'll go ahead and click this link. Remember, this is the phone that does not have the application installed. So we're going to click on it and it's going to pull up an actual web page. Let's go ahead and do that. So as you can see, it opened up. It looks very, very similar. You would hardly notice it's not a built-in app here. Very clean looking. You have some options. You could provide availability now, or say I'm not attending this meeting, or you could click the show details settings. And you could also see all the participants that are actually in it, including the organizer. So let's go ahead and click that Provide Availability Now button. This will pop up another screen here in a second, and we could either accept it, look at the information about the message, or deny it. You could see the time up there, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And let's go ahead and click the deny button, the X button here. And you'll notice it kicked up the next time. Maybe we want to know a little bit more about the meeting. So let's go ahead and click that little I button in the middle. This will show all the different information about the current meeting, the times you're trying to schedule between certain times, what days of the week, the times availability, who already committed to it, and whatnot. Let's go ahead and accept it. So we're going to accept at 9 a.m., 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Awesome. Oh, look at that little awesome pop up. We got fireworks on the other phone. The fireworks is because everybody has committed to the meeting. In this case, it's just one other person. It's easy, but yeah, it should get a lot of fireworks for getting a whole bunch of people done. All right, let's take a look at the phone on the right there. Let's go ahead and click that OK button and acknowledge that we found an awesome time. And you'll see more fireworks on that right phone. Awesome. And you can view the details later. Let's head back over to the left one, click OK. We'll notice a text message, a perfect time was found for the meeting, time, date, and then also a link to add it to your calendar if you're not using integration. All right, let's go ahead and see what that other text message looked like on my wife's phone. If we click that link we received after everything was done. So let's go ahead and click that link. It's going to pull up another page. And look at that. There's another awesome time was found. Hooray! And we can click on the information and look at the information. Again, this phone does not have the app installed. And I think it's very, very solid and polished. Let's take a look at that little 2 in the menu bar. If you click on it, it's going to open up and we can notice it was your notifications. So in here, we could see all the back and forths, the accepting, denying of all your participants trying to set up this meeting. So you can see how everything went, maybe have a better idea for next time. With that said, we have set up our first meeting using SwipToMeet on the iPhone 6 Plus. Hope this was informative. Till next time, take care.